Rod Wave is one of the face figures of emotional rap and has been for years. His emotional beats and heartbreaking lyrics along with his beautiful, strong, rich voice have taken the world by storm. But at the very center of his success is his production. Today we are taking a closer look into all of the genius production techniques that Rod Wave's producers used to create the perfect canvas for Rod Wave to spill his soul out on. We are going to make our own beat inspired by Rod Wave's biggest songs, and I'm going to break down every single element down to its core so that you can get the most value out of this video. So get comfortable, go get a little snack, and get ready to go into the depths of Rod Wave's emotional world. Rod Wave's sound is known for his emotional chords, beautiful vocal samples, and spacey trap drums. These types of beats fit his emotional and strong voice perfectly to create hits such as Street Runner, Great Gatsby, and Hard on Ice.
Sorry I missed your call, I was on the jet. I've been so zoned out, trying to figure out what's next. Where you at right now? Let me pull up and let's talk about it. I finally got some time alone and I thought about it. Heart been broke so many times, I don't know what to believe.
Later on in this video, we are going to go over on how to make those beautiful chord progressions and how to find the perfect emotional vocal samples like this one.
But what if I pack up and get in a taxi and you try to chase me down the high street? Or what if you miss me? Or maybe I'm crazy, but I got used to you and me.
So if you want to learn how these heart-touching beats are made, stick around to the end of this one. The beat keeps on building as we go, but for now, let's dive deep into the very basics of Rod Wave's production, his chords. Alright, so at the very fundamental level of Rod Wave's production are his chords. Chords are what create the feeling and the emotion behind Rod Wave's sound. They are like the building block for the rest of the beat and help establish the emotion and rhythm of the final beat. So it's needless to say that these are essential to get right if you want to create the perfect Rod Wave type of beat. So I went into FL Studio, opened up Keyscape, and I made this chord progression that was inspired by one of Rod Wave's biggest songs, Fight the Feeling. And here is my own chord progression. And yeah, this is quite a simple chord progression, but if you listen to his songs, they are usually pretty simple. The chords essentially are just a base for everything else. After listening to a ton of Rod Wave songs, I figured out that the most prominent melodic elements that fill up his beats are piano top lines, guitar phrases, and vocal samples. So I added all three into our beat to fill up some of that empty space.
But what if I pack up and get in a taxi and you try to chase me down the high street? Or what if you miss me? Or maybe I'm crazy, but I got used to you and me. And what if
So as you can hear, by adding these emotional vocal phrases, piano top lines, guitars, instantly help the beat to come together as one musical piece and not just a chord progression. And we don't just want to throw these elements in there, we want to find the perfect pockets, rhythms, melodies, so that the overall sample can sound as coherent as possible. That helps to keep the listener captivated in the beat. And if you're exactly like me and you can't play the guitar, don't worry, I got you. The Ultimate Pain Multikit bundle is available right now at nitroaudios.com. It has tons of guitar phrases played by professional guitarists that you can instantly use on your own melodies. The kit also has tons of other stuff like 2 drum kits, tons of loops, midis, and other phrases that you can use on your own production to help you make the perfect pain beats for artists like Rod Wave. So if you want guitar phrases like I used on this melody, it's a perfect kit for you. And this vocal sample I found from FL Cloud, but my favorite technique to get these beautiful, hard-hitting, emotional vocal samples for Rod Wave is to go on YouTube, try to find a nice emotional song and get the acapella from that, and then just put it onto your own beat and boom, you have a beautiful vocal sample ready. But you can definitely use services like Splice, Looperman, Arcade, even FL Cloud. I use them regularly and you can definitely find tons of beautiful vocal chops in there. And as you can hear, I also added a acoustic bass to help fill up some of that empty low end. I used the Scarpy Rickenbacker bass and I just followed the root notes of the chords to create a beautiful bass line that fit perfectly into this melody. Alright, so now that we have the loop done, let's move on to the drums. Rod Wave loves hard-hitting, fast-paced drums on his beats. Here's a few examples. And for this beat, I am taking inspiration from Broadway's song Great Gatsby.
Where you at right now? Let me pull up and let's talk about it. I finally got some time alone and I thought about it.
Alright, so exactly like in Great Gatsby, I wanted a hard-hitting 808, so I made this. Very basic but hard hitting 808 pattern. Here's a couple tips on how to make your 808 hit hard. So first off, you wanna have a good master chain. So for this beat, I used the master chain Loud and Clean mix that is in the Ultimate Pain Multikit version 2. Essentially, it's just a parametric EQ, fruity limiter and soft clipper. But the most important part about this master chain is the soft clipper. You definitely want to have it on there and it's instantly going to make your beats hit hard. But for my master chain, I added the fruity limiter and parametric EQ kinda as just extra stuff, but for me they work perfectly and I've probably made hundreds of beats using this exact master chain, and honestly I love it. It helps my beats to hit as hard as possible while also be clean and ready for the artist to use. Then an additional tip, if you want your drums and 808 to hit hard, you want to have a good 808 sample, and this goes for all of the other drum sounds as well. If your drum sounds are trash, your beat is going to be trash. So if you're looking for industry quality drum sounds, the Ultimate Pain Multikit bundle has 2 industry quality drum kits that are ready for you to use right now. But yeah, Broadway loves to use the Spinch 808, so I used it in this beat, and what I did is I went over here on the 808 sample and I turned up the boost by like 5%. 5% for me is the sweet spot. I don't like to go above it, but sometimes I may go below it. But you definitely want to experiment with this knob. But yeah, let's move on. Alright, so once I had the 808 down, I added 3 drums, the hi-hat, clap and the counter snare. This is what they sound like. Alright, so these are very basic trap patterns, but one of the key points on the hi-hat is the velocities. So if you look over here, you can see that the velocities kind of shuffle, and this helps create rhythm and realism to your hi-hat pattern. And you can hear this technique used on Broadway songs, for example in this one. So the clap and the snare patterns are so simple that I won't even have to break them down. They are just a very basic trap, clap and counter snare drum patterns. Alright, so once I had those drums down, I added the open hi-hat. And in Broadway's production, you can hear that the producers constantly use the open hi-hat to accentuate the 808. And what this basically means is that the 808 and the open hi-hat play at the same time like this. This makes the beat cleaner and even help the 808 to hit harder. After I had the open hi-hat down, I added 2 percussions. And that's about it for the video. Thank you for sticking around to the very end. You are definitely appreciated. Let me know what you thought of the video. I'll try to put some extra effort into this one. If you liked the video, like and subscribe and leave a comment down below on what you thought of the video. And if you still want those perfect sounds for these kinds of beats, the Ultimate Pain Multikit bundle is available right now at nitroaudios.com. It's easily the best kit for these kinds of beats out right now. But yeah, thank you for watching the video, and without further ado, see you in the next video. Peace.